Oh no, the day of reckoning is among us. Our plant in a pot. You know, we've had that, I don't know if you watched the time-lapse video, but it showed all this new growth we have in here, and we got all this foliage now. But you got to understand, if you got all this top foliage, you're going to have roots that are in this small little cup. So I've noticed a little bit of withering right here on this new sprout, which it could be the heat from the window. And then I've got this yellow leaf right here, all an indication that, you know, I probably need to repot. I don't have enough roots to support the foliage now. So in this video, we're going to repot this plant. All right, everybody, here we are. I think we got everything we need for this transplant. This is our plant in a cup that we've followed so much. We got us a pot we're gonna put in. And the interesting thing about this pot that I didn't realize until just now is that it has a plug down here. Now normally you can just pull it and it can have good drainage, but what I did, I put a little tiny hole in it, if you look right there, so I can still use that plug and I can still have pretty decent drainage. So I don't want to have like too big of a hole, but that really prevents me from having to drill a hole in the bottom of it, which I don't really like to do. I got me this bucket right here. It's like a 3-gallon bucket I can use to open up my plant cup and see what's going on. I got my shovel. I got a little styrofoam cup I can cup stuff out with. And here's the interesting part. It's this little climbing section. These little pieces right here, you know, they go together pretty well. And you put them in there and they make about 3 feet. So you can put these in each other and they're pretty tight. So I'm gonna put this about 1 deep inside here. I'm gonna fill this up with the potting soil, and then this is gonna go up a little bit short of 3 feet and give this plant plenty of room, because I really feel like I need to transplant it. See this big unsightly yellow leaf? That's giving me the idea that something is not right as far as, you know, roots. I have proper drainage in it, so I don't know anything about that. So I'm just gonna see what we can do. All right. And here we go. Root bound does not even begin to explain. I had so much trouble getting it out of the cup. I was like, why is it so hard to get out of the cup? Well, this is why right here. It was, the roots were probably stuck to the cup, and it is definitely root bound. Probably some, look at those roots running around in circles. Oh, that's horrible. But I think we're gonna have a really good way for this thing to grow now. All right, let's get to that. All right, everybody, this is generally something I like to do when I'm transferring something from like a small pot or a cup to like a new home like this. I will fill the potting soil up so high and then put the cup in there to measure it. And then I will try to see if I can get this out, see what kind of, how hard that's gonna be. I need to, I don't know if you can see this, but this is soil, but it's like so hardened, it desiccated. So I'm just gonna put this over here. I'm gonna have to use some water to dissolve it because it's basically turned into like sandstone. It's very rigid and I don't feel like fighting it at all. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my pot right here and I'm gonna see if I can get it to just plop out like a mold. And anything that falls out will go in my bucket right here. So here we have the next part. We got the little cup where our mold of our roots and everything are gonna go into. And then we got a little climbing thing. This is only like 4, okay, you have 4 sections on about half of it, so we got a lot more room for it to climb. This is a climbing viney plant, so this is gonna be really like this. It's gonna be like its little playground. But I'm gonna have to wet this soil right here so it'll take the shape of this and it just won't collapse. So let me get to that. So here we have it. We have our plant transplanted with plenty of room in this pot, and we have our little thing it can grow. It can climb. Where, like I said, we're only using half of it. That's a little bit in the ground and a little bit sticking out. And we still have like 4 sections, and then we have 8 other sections if we need to go even higher than that. But I think this should be really good for this plant for a while, at least for a while. Worst case scenario, well, the 3-gallon pot is really not much bigger. We have a 5-gallon bucket we could use if we had to, so that's a definite option. But I think instead of setting this in the window, I'm gonna set this up in like right next to my other plant that has the auto water on that I did the video of. But if you look at it, there's our little section with the feet. I tried to bend it up to put it in there to get a head start on it, but it doesn't seem to want to do that without torquing the plant, and I really don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna let it kind of find its way, you know, maybe see what it can do. But there we go. I've transplanted the plant in a cup, and now it's a plant in a pot. Well, how do you like that? All right, well, if you liked this video, like and subscribe. If you didn't, well, like I said, maybe I'll have some future projects that you might be interested in. I'm gonna try to work on a variety of different ones. All right, thanks.